This bone broth has been simmering all night on the stove. So, first thing this morning, I need to get it finished up so I can put it into jars. In my kitchen, I save all my bones and I simmer them for bone broth. I'll add vegetable scraps to the pot like onions, carrot ends, peelings from potatoes, just whatever I happen to cut up. I'll just throw them into the pot and I just let it simmer. The reason I love to do this is because it cuts down on a lot of waste and I end up with a delicious bone stock. I also really love that I can use it throughout the week. This morning, I'm adding in some onion scraps. A lot of times, I like to add many different vegetable scraps, but this morning I just happen to have some onion scraps to add to it. I'm also adding in a bay leaf and some black pepper. You can use this stock in many sweet and savory dishes. I'll use it as a breakfast drink. I'll warm it up in a mug of broth with a punch of salt, turmeric, ginger, and I'll drink it like tea or coffee. Really gives a collagen and protein boost. In some mornings, I'll even replace the water in my oatmeal with broth and then I'll add cinnamon, apple, a drizzle of maple syrup. You can use the broth in place of water in almost any savory dish. Sometimes I'll replace the milk and mashed potatoes, or I'll even make a roux with butter and flour and whisk in cold broth for just a quick gravy. You could also freeze the leftover broth in ice cube trays, and you just toss in 2 to 3 cubes into a soup or stew it'll really deepen the flavor. It stores easily in an airtight container or even a mason jar in the fridge up to 5 days. I think the weather here in Michigan is confused. The calendar says it's spring, but I think Michigan never got that memo because one day it'll be in the 70s, and then the next day there's a blanket of frost covering our yard. Every year, the first week of May, I start my seedlings inside. I already ordered my raised garden beds. Should be here the first week of June. So excited for warmer weather, just tending to my garden again. The last couple of days, it's finally hit me. Winter, it's almost done. Every morning when I open the dining room window and I'll hear the birds, oh my gosh, it's such a nice sound. Winter, it can be so lonely. It's just me and Tim here, of course, our kitties. When Tim works all week, it can be hard being cooped up all winter long, not able to open the windows or just even go outside. My car's broken, so we only have Tim's truck now. So that leaves me without a vehicle during the week. And during winter, it makes it so much harder because I can't just walk outside or even go to the store to pick up what I need, just to get out of the house for a little bit. So I'm especially looking forward to the warmer weather where I could take a walk, I could sip my tea on the deck, or just tend to the garden again. We've really been enjoying this sandwich bread. It just easily comes together in my bread maker. Of course, I'll serve this alongside our dinner tonight. Tonight for dinner, I cut up some veggies and took some chicken thighs out of the freezer last night. I decided to put it all in a pan with some seasonings and bake it. I thought that'd be a good way to use up all the last bit of veggies I had in the bottom of the crisper. I really love these kind of meals. It's not just easy, but it's so healthy, and it always tastes so good. I've been pulling out some of my spring paintings that I had stacked up in my art studio, just to bring a little more life in the house. It keeps things from feeling so dreary. You know what really lifts my mood? Really makes such a big difference. This recipe can be found over on my blog, homemaking.com. They are fudgy brownies. Last night, Tim was asking if there was anything to snack on. I didn't have a single thing. I like to make sure I have either cookies or something made for the times when he wants a snack. So I decided to make these today. And I'll store them in an airtight container here on the counter, and then they'll be here for those times when he gets that sweet tooth going. Well, I hope you enjoyed spending a little time with me in my kitchen this week with some of the things that I'm making on these early spring days. I'll leave links for these recipes below, and I hope that you will join me in my kitchen again next week.